The fact that I benefit from gravity isn't proof that it's real. Just as my dislike for mosquitoes isn't an argument against their existence. You see, what I want and what I don't want has no impact on truth. That being said, if Christ's resurrection means that I get to be with Debbie again, I have no problem being happy about that. Sometimes truth reminds us of what's really important.
So I've been doing research into the purported resurrection of Jesus, and I want to run a theory by you. Maybe the reason that the tomb was empty was because Jesus' body was never there in the first place. Because we know that the Romans used to throw the bodies of crucifixion subjects to the dogs, right?
Well, there's no evidence for that, but there are specific records that didn't happen to Jesus.
And what records are those?
Well, actually, the earliest recorded accounts tell us that Jesus was properly buried in a tomb, and the Romans did allow for burial of some crucifixion victims.
Okay, so a hypnotist turns a stage full of insurance salesmen into clucking chickens. Then that's not really happening, or?
No, of course it is. The power of suggestion can be very profound, but it's one thing to be mesmerized into making animal noises. It's quite another for 500 people to have the same dream. To be honest, that would be an even bigger miracle than the resurrection itself.
In theory, but let's remember, these soldiers, they're not doctors, okay? So maybe they took him off the cross and they thought he was dead, but in fact he wasn't.
No, of course they weren't medical doctors. They were professional killers, right? And they were quite good at their jobs. They had to be. If a prisoner escaped alive, they themselves would be executed. Mr. Strobel, the crucifixion of Jesus is one of the best attested events in the ancient world. And, if you will, the final nail in the coffin, at least from theory, is this. When the soldiers thrust their spear between Jesus' ribs, do you know what came out? Blood and water, which we now know is a description of pericardial effusion as a result of death by asphyxiation. This is not a condition anyone could fake. And so to answer your question, yes, it is my medical opinion that Jesus Christ died on that cross.